All right. Welcome to This Week Inside the New York Knicks, episode 3 in the playoff edition 2024. I am the objective fan, straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. And you know the vibes, man. Man, you now rocking with the number one YouTuber in the building when it comes to talking this Knick talk. Yo, whew. Round 2 of the playoffs, y'all. I know y'all hype, man. Salute to all the people in the building early. I also want to give a special salute to Sam Landback. He was the first one to join the Discord server, so salute to him. So all you guys tuned in, we now have a Discord. You can find it on the website, basically listed below. Oh, salute to Morse Reggie for now following, man. Yo, the movement is growing, y'all. Definitely growing. And I'm so excited to be here with you guys, man. But definitely check out theobjectiveknicksfan.com for more details on how to join the Discord. I also have the link in the pinned comment as well. So we got some things to talk about. I'm not going to spend no time on the Sixers. I didn't really get a chance to do a Sixer-related video. But, you know, the Knicks, we did our thing. You know, we basically took care of business, you know, beating the Sixers. That game 6, honestly, oh, my God, I was holding my chest. It was so many moments in the game. Going up 6 points, you know, down the stretch in the fourth quarter, I'm like, here we go again. Is Maxey going to hit threes? But the Knicks did what they had to do. They took care of business, and you know, we got the job done. So I'm happy, man. It's a great time to be a Knicks fan. Amazing, man. Amazing moments in that game. Maybe I'll talk a little bit more about that series later. But right now, we're talking about these Pacers, man. To all my old school people, maybe I'll do a little preview on the history. So for the young fans that may not know that this is a long stemming rivalry, this will be the 8th time we've met this team in the playoffs since 1992. And right now they have the edge on the series. I believe they won 4 games. We won 3. So we owe them. Oh, salute the coach. Coach in the building, man. Coach, I need to get you in that Discord too, man. Go to the website, The Objective Knicks Fan, and get in the Discord too. I just launched the Discord, brand new. And we're gonna be talking Knicks. You know, we could talk more outside the stream. You know, maybe even do some Discord only shows. But definitely, you get that information on the website. But salute the coach, man. Coach is a loyal supporter. He's been riding with me. Last week we had a great conversation, right, Coach? We had a great discussion. And, you know, we're going to have some more great discussions to come. But, you know, like I said, this Pacers team, this is a team that is, you know, it's a heated rivalry. The last time we seen them was when Melo was here back in 2013. And, yo, honestly, that year, and honestly, this year is kind of similar to that year, if you guys remember. We had a lot of injuries during that time. Amari Stoudemire, I think he played like 30 games, right? Then he came back in the second round. No, he came back. Yeah, he missed the whole first round. Then he came back, I believe, game 3 of that Pacers series in the second round. Now, the interesting thing about that season, that was the year we had Jason Kidd, Rasheed Wallace. Who else we had? We had, I think Kurt Thomas might have been on that team. It was like a who's who of like old OGs in the league at that time that we had. Kenyon Martin was on that team. And so it was a hobble Knick team. Sort of like this year. It's just that this year we're not that old, right? We didn't have all these older veterans in their late 30s like that team. But it's kind of similar where I honestly believe that team possibly could have went to the finals if we were healthy. If all those guys were healthy and played like over 60 games, that Knicks team could have made noise. Because the interesting thing about that season was the Miami Heat with LeBron, D-Wade, they were running the show. But we actually beat Miami 3-1. How many of you guys remember that in the building? Who go back to 2013 and remember that whole year when we actually beat Miami? We won 54 games and we beat Miami 3-1. And I remember going into that playoffs thinking that, yo, we gonna cook them dudes. How many of you guys remember that, right? So I felt like if we would have got that Miami series, because we had to go through Indiana again, right? Indiana again. So and they beat us. They had Paul George, Roy Hibbert. Who else they had? I think they had the big guy, the power forward. Can't remember his name. I know they had Lance Stevenson from Brooklyn. Salute to Lance Stevenson from Brooklyn, man. New York City stand up, Kings County especially. And so, yeah, that the Pacers, man, they always been a thorn in our side. I mean, so many stories with the Pacers, right? I'm gonna actually do a video on the Pacers, the breaking down the rivalry, some of the OGs. Y'all probably know most of the stuff that I'm gonna tell you, but possibly some things you probably don't remember or didn't know too. I'm gonna put together a nice little package, man. But definitely, it's an exciting time to be a Knicks fan. So I'm gonna jump into research mode early before we continue. Jump into research mode. All right, hold on. Let me just get my browsers together. Salute the coach. Let's see. Was that Shumpert? Yeah, no, that was Shumpert. That was Shumpert. We had Shumpert. We had J.R. Smith. Who else we had guard wise? We had Shumpert, J.R. Smith. Felton was the point guard. Who else was on that team? Oh, you know we had that dude from he came from Europe. He was a black dude, but he played in Europe. I think his name was Chris Copeland. He was a bucket getter from out there. We had him on the team. That team was crazy. I mean, even Q Rich, we bought Q Rich for the playoff runs because that team was so hurt, was so beat up that they didn't have enough guys at one point during the season. But we still managed to win 54 games. But yeah, I think that was Shumpert. Yeah, Shumpert was there. Yeah, Shumpert was supposed to be the point guard. Yep. But he wound up just being a backup too. And I honestly, I remember in I think it was game 6 of that Pacers, the last game. I remember we were down, and Shumpert hit like 4 threes. And I was like, yo, this kid was balling. You know, he was balling out his life. But I don't think he had a good series outside of that. But I just remember him hitting like 4 threes. But boom, we in research mode, man. So yeah, I got some articles. I'm gonna cover some of the news. And like I say, yo, big up to New York media because they've been holding us down. And honestly, old media has been coming around, but you still got a little bit of the Shaq and the Barkley, you know, with their little sly comments. Oh, I got the Pacers beating them. You remember when Shaq said, oh, the Magic was going to sweep the Knicks? How you going to sweep the Knicks? These guys never even been to the postseason, right? Now, they did play well against Cleveland, but let's face it, they were just a good home team. They couldn't win on the road. So, but yeah, Coach Shumpert. Salute to everybody, too, that's in the Objective Knicks fans group on Facebook that's tuning in, right? We got a whole community. Like I said, you can find me on all the platforms, man, all the platforms. But let me see if I can center myself more. See, I'm off the screen. Of course, you know I got to have some technical difficulties, y'all. But I just want to get myself more. I'm going to slide myself over. See if I can do it. Yeah, bow, so I'm more centered. All right, bet. So we're good. So, So this is the daily news giving us our props, right? The camera. All right, bam. All right, so yeah, like I said, this is the 8th meeting, right? This is what Christian Wilfield's talking about in this article. So you got the interesting dynamic of this series is going to be Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Haliburton, right? Now, Haliburton, not as impressive in the playoffs, y'all. Not as impressive in the playoffs. I'm going to get to that. But you got that matchup, right? The battle to see who's better than who. Because this whole back and forth in terms of, not between the two of them, they're actually really close, cool friends. And they became friends during the World Cup. But old media has sort of put these two guys against each other. And they favor Haliburton. He's younger, you know, has more size, etc. Plays more like a traditional point guard. But, of course, you know, I'm taking JB any day over pretty much anybody besides maybe a couple of dudes that you could put that, but JB has been holding his own. So, you know, and then, of course, Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby. So the season series, I'm going to talk a little bit about the season series and why the regular season don't matter. The Pacers did beat us 2-1. And the Pacers did score 140 points. And, you know, the scoring is something that is going to be interesting in this series. Because will the Knicks play more up-tempo? The Knicks actually is one of the leading teams in the playoffs. Let me see if I got that here. I'm going to get that. But the Knicks are one of I think we're like top 4 right now in the playoffs in terms of scoring. So yeah, the Knicks, you know, we've been putting the ball in the basket, but do you want to play at that fast pace? That we got to see how the games. It's going to be hard to really dissect stuff right now because one, we don't really got a great regular season sample size. Two, the Pacers have never been in the playoffs, right? Most of they got only Pascal Siakam. He's accomplished. He's been in the playoffs, of course, and I think Miles Turner might have played in a series or two. But outside of that, those guys are very inexperienced. So we got to see. We got to see how this game one looks tonight. And I'm hyped for this game one. So salute the Daily News. They're talking about the 8th time that we met in the playoffs. Let's see. Now, this is going to be interesting, y'all. Josh Hart. I'm not sure how many of you guys watch the Roommates podcast. If you watch the Roommates podcast, you know that Josh Hart, he says some things about Indiana that I know. Indiana, they have some passionate fans, right? And I know that he's going to get a lot of boos. So expect Josh Hart to get booed out the gym. But the good thing about Josh Hart is he's built for this. He's shown it in the Philadelphia series. He's shown it last year, even in the playoffs last year. I mean, last year was his first time in the playoffs. And if you watched him play, you wouldn't have thought that because he was putting in work. He even started some of the games. They had to take Grimes out of the starting lineup because you already know how Grimes was doing. Sometimes he shows up, sometimes he doesn't, even though he's a talented young player who can shoot the ball. But, Coach, let me see what Coach is talking about. I think we need to dominate the boards, keep them from running. Yes, Coach. That's going to be one of the keys to victory. I'm going to get into the keys to victory. I'm going to really do a nice little breakdown. Like I said, I'm not going to have all the keys because I really need to see game one because it's so many different facets this time around. Like the regular season, there is no sample size with the regular season because of the trades, the injuries, and all those things. So definitely not turning over the ball, Coach. That is definitely one of the major keys. And I'm going to explain why. Yeah, but it definitely controlling the tempo. Yeah, controlling the tempo. I think slowing it down for sure. We should do. But Josh Hart, so the Pacers fans don't like him because on the podcast, you can see here, it says, if I don't have to play the Indiana Pacers, I am not stepping foot in that state. Right? And to be honest, let's face it, as New Yorkers, most of us might be New Yorkers, some of us might be New Yorkers who live elsewhere. I guarantee you, if you are a New Yorker that live elsewhere, you probably don't live in Indiana. If you're not going to see a Knicks Indiana game, you probably have no reason to go to Indiana, And I'm not trying to knock them. I mean, I'm just telling the truth, right? He says, I'm not stepping foot in that state. He says, I don't want to be in Indiana for any All-Star break for anything. I am not an Indiana guy. So you already know those fans, especially if you go back to the 90s Knicks, right? Early 2000s Knicks, you know that them Pacers fans, that is probably one place in the East Coast that we don't take over like that. Of course, there's going to be, don't trust me. When we get to Indiana, there's going to be Knicks fans in the building. Trust me. There's going to be fans in the building, but at the same time, they are crazy. Them Indiana people, they ain't having it. And Indiana is a basketball state, so they take basketball very seriously, right? Remember all that Hoosier stuff? They take it very serious. So yeah, that's what Josh Hart said about Indiana. And so we know that when we get there, we're not there yet because we're going to be in the Garden, of course, for the first 2 games. But then, of course, you already know how these playoffs go. We always got to have a troll or someone. Hold on, this is not the article. Do I got it here? I don't got it here. I don't got it here. Hold on, 2 seconds. I want to get on. Yeah, here we go. All right, cool. So look, you already know going into a series, guys, they're gonna talk smoke. They're gonna bring that smoke. They're gonna bring that fire, right? So TJ McConnell, he's already jumping out the gun, right? Remember last series it was Paul Reed. So meet TJ McConnell, guys. He is our Paul Reed. He's coming out talking smack early off the rip. Now, TJ McConnell, he is someone that's solid. He can break down the defense, right? He's a small guard. They talk about undersized. TJ McConnell is undersized. Okay. He's definitely he's a solid handle. He breaks down the defense. Not much of a defender though. Not much of a defender at all. Man, as we know, the Pacers, they're not much of defenders as a team anyway. So, but TJ McConnell, he says a little. He said he called Josh Hart an annoying little sugar honey iced tea because we on YouTube. and then he walks back Indiana comments because basically, technically, Josh Hart started it. So TJ McConnell said that because of the Josh Hart comments, right? As the Daily News reported, right? And then so let's see. It's not just Tyrese. When Tyrese picks up the pace, he's an engine unto himself. But when he comes out, when he comes out the cane, TJ McConnell's a little annoying. This is Josh Hart talking. It's not just Tyrese. When Tyrese picks up the pace, this is not me, guys. I'm actually reading it. He's an engine unto himself. But when he comes out the game, TJ McConnell is annoying. So this is Josh Hart's rebuttal. He's an annoying little sugar honey iced tea that just runs around, causes chaos, picks up 94 feet. Someone that plays the game of basketball extremely at a high level, competitive as hell, Hart said on Sunday. So that was Hart's rebuttal to TJ McConnell. I'm sorry. The English is not that great. I read it straightforward. I guess I had to, put his spin on it. But he said so we know once Tyrese goes to the bench, it's not like we can sit there and relax. You got someone in TJ who could be a starting point guard. That's a fact. Even though he gave him a little, he kind of rebutted the little comment that TJ said to him. He actually is giving him his props, and he's right. TJ McConnell is someone who has a little bit of experience, is someone who is a solid point guard. He can actually score. I mean, I've seen him literally take dudes off the dribble and drive it into your center and do some crazy animal. He has that in him, but I think that the Knicks defenders, especially Deuce McBride, salute to Deuce McBride. Deuce McBride, see, here's what you got to understand. Deuce McBride, technically, this isn't his first playoffs. It's his first playoffs of getting minutes, but he's been on the team already in the playoffs. He's seen the energy, the vibe. So, yes, it's his first time getting minutes. I'm not sure if you guys watched the Deuce McBride video I did, talking about how he was the first Knick guard or player in recent history. I'm not sure. I'm not going to go back to Richie Garrett. I didn't go that far back. But in recent history, out of all the young guys we had, he's the only guy in their first game getting over 20 minutes, meaning that, because you know how you come in as a backup, you come in for 4 minutes, that don't count. When he actually got over 20 minutes, he scored over 21 points. RJ didn't do that. Quickly didn't do that. Grimes didn't do it. None of them. Obi, none of them did that. So Deuce is playing on a whole nother level. I think Deuce is going to match TJ McConnell. I ain't worried about TJ McConnell, right? We definitely will deal with that when we deal with that. So let's see. Oh, another thing Josh Hart said. He said that we had a lot in comparison. I'm a little taller, more handsome, better taste in wine, and probably golf better. So Josh Hart, I swear, you gotta love Josh Hart, man. Josh Hart, he keeps it fun. He brings the fire. He brings the passion. And yeah, you're not gonna call out Josh Hart and he's not gonna ignore it. A lot of guys might have just said, "Oh, that's his opinion," or flipped it off or something, or might have said a little one-liner. Josh Hart gives us content, and I could have did a whole video on this because it's a funny exchange. I don't think TJ McConnell said anything outside of that, but let's see. So old media once again giving us our praise. Let me see if I got it right here. So yeah, Donte DiVincenzo, the guard Tyrese Haliburton. I think that you could honestly play around with that because maybe even Josh Hart can give Haliburton some run too. Because to be honest, the other guys besides Pascal, so how the Pacers run their offense, Pascal Siakam and TJ McConnell and Tyrese Haliburton, those are the only guys that initiate offense. A little bit of Miles Turner. Rarely they'll give the ball to Miles Turner in the paint, but not really. That's not really their game. Miles Turner takes a lot of threes, right? So everyone is like a three-point threat on that team. Everyone. You can't play off no one. You can't cheat. You can't do nothing. So we're going to have to bring some of that Philly defense from a standpoint of if you are going to double someone, it has to be when they're in a position to score, threat to score, not from the three-point line. I don't want to see Haliburton get no double teams from the three-point line. I doubt you'll see that. But Pascal Siakam is someone, he's like the, I don't know how to say it. I guess he's like the only anomaly on that roster because even McConnell's a point guard, though, even though he has the ability to create. is really within the flow of the offense with the priority of getting their guys involved because everyone in the Pacers lineup, literally, when I say everyone, I mean everyone is a threat to hit that three ball. So, Donte, I like Donte's lateral movement. I think he might have the best. Maybe him and Deuce probably has the best lateral movement in terms of being able to slide their feet to stay in front of guards. So what do you guys think? You guys think Donte should get the job? I think that, honestly, it's not going to just be one guy. But Haliburton hasn't really been producing like that in the playoffs anyway. I'm going to get to that in a second. I'm just trying to make sure I hit all my notes here. So let's see. Fabled rivalry won't matter once the Knicks Pacers begin to write a new chapter. I think that's true. A lot of you guys that subscribe to my channel, the overall majority of you guys are from 24 to 45. So some of you guys are kind of young, yet I don't really know about the 90s like that. Some of you guys are OGs. Y'all know about all this stuff. So I feel like even though as an older Knicks fan, like somebody, not that I'm not old, but like somebody that goes back to the 90s, I remember all the heated battles we had with this team. So I look at it like it's a rivalry because I'm thinking about Reggie Miller. When I think Pacers, I don't think Tyrese Haliburton and Pascal Siakam. I think Reggie Miller. Let's see what Coach is talking about. Coach, you're 46. So yeah, Coach, you know about everything. So you go back to day one of this rivalry. You know about 92 and all of that. So how do you see it, Coach? Do you see it as like this is a continuation? Because I could see how a younger Knicks fan who didn't watch the games back then, how they wouldn't be able to make that connection, right? So, and that's what this article was talking about. It's like the rivalry won't matter once the Knicks Pacers begin to write a new chapter because there's no Ewing here. There's no Reggie Miller here, right? And in fact, of course, the Knicks got a lot of guys from the 90s that work in the front office. So on the Knicks side, yeah, but on the Pacers side, I don't really think they got people around the organization like that internally where it's like there's a coach that was there, like that. So there's nothing to really remind or to even point to inside the organization where it's like a competitive battle, right? They're making a big deal. I'm going to get to it about Rick Carlisle and Brunson from Dallas. That tension there, I'm going to get to that. But there's no real Indiana, New York, anything right now. So I know Coach remembers it. I remember it. Reggie Miller, oh my God. From the whole choke thing, even though when he did the choke, they still lost. We won that series, right? It's just a lot of tension because I think probably them and the Bulls was the most, the teams that we faced the most in the Eastern playoffs in the 90s was the Bulls and the Pacers. So seeing them again, just like in 2013, it's kind of the same vibe. Like it wasn't really too much connection to back in the day. It was brand new players, everything brand new, but they beat us then. So even if you're like one of the younger Knicks fans that watch the channel, you remember the 2013, right? So like if you're 20-something years old, you remember when Melo and them was going up against Paul George and all those guys, right? So yeah, I do think that is going to be a new chapter, and we're going to see them again because we're not an old team. We're going to be around for at least the next 4 to 5 years. If we don't make trades with this same roster, we can be around at a high level for the next 4 to 5 years because Jalen Brunson is just entering his prime. Tyrese Haliburton is young. So unless we make trades, man, it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same. So that's what this article is talking about. Salute to the Daily News for that. Just trying to make sure I got everything covered. Another interesting dynamic. Hold on, let me see if I got something I could put on the screen before I move forward. Let's see. Okay. I'll leave it here. But another interesting dynamic is that OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, right? OG said, it's going to be weird. I never played against him. He's been his teammate since his whole career in Toronto. So it'd be weird, but it'd be cool. I'm sure he's looking forward to it. Honestly, I look forward to. I think that matchup is going to be more intriguing than the Brunson and Haliburton because Siakam is the leading scorer for the Pacers. I got it right here. So Siakam, that's the regular season. Hold on, this is the postseason. So yeah, Siakam in the postseason pretty much has been the number one option for the Pacers. Right, he's averaging 22 a game, 8 rebounds. Like I said, he's the only anomaly in the system that go away from the Haliburton ball dominant. I'm gonna set guys Rondo kind of style point guard. I'm gonna set everyone up right, and the system flows through me. Siakam sort of breaks that at times because he actually can create his own shot, especially in the mid range, and he's a threat to hit the three ball too. So it's gonna be interesting to watch. No one moves in transition like this team. The Pacers manufacture transition opportunities other teams would never consider. That's a fact. They run after turnovers, after grabbing defensive rebounds, which they're not a good rebounding team. But if they do get the rebound, they're running, which the Knicks try to, but they don't stop there. Brunson hits a layup in the half court, but falls in the process. The Pacers will speed and the other way. They play at the fastest pace in the league and affecting allowed made baskets. According to some website, I can't even see it because my notes is kind of jumbled here. They're true to their name. So yeah, this is another quote. If Indiana is going to pull off a second round upset against the Knicks, the Pacers' best chance will be pace. Yep. So yeah, that's kind of the narrative here. That people are saying about the Pacers. I'm just pulling up different quotes that people are saying about this series. So with Haliburton at the helm, the Pacers fittingly played at the second fastest pace in the playoffs. That's a fact. Number of possessions the team gets per 48 minutes during the regular season. Oh no, actually that's during the regular season. And the Knicks we're 30th. But you know what? That whole pace thing is not that much of a big deal. Let me show you why I say that. Let me show you why. Let me see if I could get this right quick. I'm gonna pull up these NBA stats. Right? So I got it here, right? So in the this is why regular season it matters because your identity is built there, but in the playoffs, things have gone a little different. So in the playoffs, right? If I go to, you know what? I want to go to let me just go to the playoffs because this is regular season. So in the playoffs, right? When you look at offensive rating, the Knicks is number 6 in the whole playoffs. When you go to, hold on, matter of fact, let's go to. I'm still in advance. Hold on. I'm going to go to traditional. All right. So let's look at the general stats, right? So look, when you look at points in the playoffs, right? Of course, the Pacers is number 1, right? Hold on. No, that's not what I wanted to see. No, this is regular season. Where's the playoffs? Hold on. I'm sorry about that, y'all. So yeah, in regular season, as you see, as I just put on the screen, the Knicks were like last in points. But in the playoffs, we're number 4. We're right behind Indiana. Of course, Indiana averages 5 more points. That is a big difference. Salute to John Bryce. Peace. Salute, John. Salute to joining us. This week. I'm sorry, I put the boxing bells. It's going to be a fight tonight. It's going to be a fight tonight. But salute to John Bryce. Oh, if you just joined the building, y'all, I created a Discord. Fill out. You could go to the website, theobjectiveknicksfan.com. Actually, the direct link is pinned to the comments. Let me see if I can put it on the screen right now. I'll take down the shop link. Hold on. See if I can get this going. So I want you guys to actually get the website. I want to see if I can get it on the screen. Okay, hold on. I think I found it. Nope. Okay, I can't get it on the screen. But just go to www.theobjectiveknicksfan.com. Like I said, it's pinned in the comments, right? Back to this, right? So the Knicks is one of the best scoring teams in the playoffs thus far, right? Even though we have a short rotation, a lot of obstacles going up against Philadelphia, which is a good defense, right? If you look at the Pacers 113, I feel like us being 4th in scoring in the playoffs, going up against a better defense, is more impressive if you ask me, right? Even look at this, guy. Look at this. So when you go to field goal percent, of course, they're always shooting good. They were number one in the regular season. The Pacers, they're fourth on this list, right? Oh, let me scroll down so you can see. My head was blocking. So as you can see, the Pacers, they're still topping when it comes to field goal percentage. But look, when it comes to 3-point percentage, right? Look, the Knicks is number 6 at 37%. The Pacers is shooting 34%. They're shooting 34% from 3. Hold on, let me scroll up so you can see, right? Pacers, right? Against a weaker defense. Against a team who, besides Patrick Beverley, they not guarding the lick on the perimeter, right? And the thing with Patrick Beverley, what they don't understand is that it's not about stopping Haliburton. It's about stopping the guys around him. It's about taking him out of the positions to make plays for those guys. So they're so busy with the Beverley on Haliburton, right, that they don't realize that, Haliburton's not looking to score. He's not looking to score in the postseason, right? So let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna come back to this NBA stuff because we're gonna break that down some more. Let me see if I got this Obi Toppin. Because here we go. So Obi Toppin. Oh boy. So look. No Randall, right? Okay, Randall's out. But we can't lose the Obi Toppin, y'all. We can't, we can't lose the Obi Toppin. And I don't think we're going to lose the Obi Toppin. I think we could win this series 5 or 6 games. I'm not going to say 5 games. I need to see game 1, but I think that 5-6 games is the right pick. We'll get into Word on the Street to see what you guys felt. Some of you guys voted there too on Word on the Street. But this guy, Obi Toppin, had a really good game 6. He really did. I didn't get to watch the whole game, but I saw parts of the game, and I saw some highlights, and I seen the box score. Yeah, he was balling. He was hustling. It wasn't just dunks. He was crashing the boards. He was the X factor coming in off the bench. And listen, he's from Kings County. Salute the Obi Toppin from Kings County, man. Right? But look, we can't allow this guy to beat us, y'all. Can't allow this guy to beat us. Let's see if I got a quote. Obi Toppin is doing his best to not make more out of facing his former team on the big stage. Yes, it would be exciting to return home to play the Knicks in the Eastern Conference semifinals, but the team's former first-round pick isn't looking at it as a personal battle. Cap, he is looking at it as a personal battle. I feel like I'm preparing myself just like I did for Milwaukee, Toppin said Saturday, referring to the first-round series the Pacers won in 6 games. Just locking into everything the coaches telling us to do offensively and defensively and playing my role. Well, that part is probably true, but trust me, he wants to kill us, all right? Don't let that smile, the Obi Toppin niceness fool us. He wants blood. We cannot lose to this guy, all right? This guy right here, he's looking to get us. He's not coming in there talking about acting like things are sweet. He's coming to play his game. Let's see. Anything else I want to talk about? I talked about Pascal Siakam. He's the number 1 guy. Jalen Brunson. Here's an article here talking about how Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey's are friends. Tyrese Haliburton is friends. Yeah, I don't really care about that. So what? We're gonna be in for a battle. I do think that this is a showdown to see who's the better point guard, because for whatever reason, old media likes this battle, right? Of course, I'm going with JB. JB Smooth. I'm taking the buckets all day. The sister's cool, but remember, JB's also giving you, let's see what JB's doing in the playoffs. JB's also giving you good assist numbers too. So in the play, look, JB's giving you 35 and 9, right? That's the postseason. Tyrese Haliburton, he giving you a cool. This is Tyrese Haliburton, right? Let me scroll up so you can see. He's giving you a cool 16 and 9. So will you take the 35 and 9, or are you going to take the 16 and 9? I'm gonna get to that. I just love. You know what I just love? I love seeing all of the stuff that I say come true, because I'm the objective Knicks fan. Not that I get everything right, but I really watch the game at a level where I see things happening kind of like before it happens. I remember the flack I got during the World Cup last year, because this podcast has been going on almost a year now. And I was talking about how on the best players, I did a short talking about how the best players on the team, Anthony Edwards and then Jalen Brunson, right? Oh, no way, Haliburton and Austin Reeves, because this guy Bill Simmons, who's a Knick troll hater, even though he hasn't been hating as much. It's hard to hate when the Knicks is playing the way they're playing, but he came out and said, "Oh yeah, no, Reeves and Haliburton were the best two players on the team." I said no, Anthony Edwards and Jalen Brunson. And when you fast forward from that point, look at what Anthony Edwards is doing. Look at what Jalen Brunson is doing. It's clear that they were the best players on the team. That's why they started. I'm just saying, I think Coach Kerr definitely makes mistakes, but hey, he got that right. They lost, but he got that right. You know what I'm saying? So let me, I want to talk about this whole Rick Carlisle thing. So instead of, let's see if I got it here. Hold on. Do I have it? Yeah, here we go. So instead of the concentration being on the Pacer-Knick rivalry, because it has been a heated rivalry for years, they're more concerned about this whole Jalen Brunson, Rick Carlisle situation. If you guys are not familiar, Rick Carlisle coached Jalen Brunson on the Mavericks during that time, right? So the reason why it was a big thing is because it was rumor had it that, okay, so Brunson his role expanded when Carlisle left the team. Jason Kidd gave him more responsibility, more minutes and things like that, right? And so that was what the big deal is. I'm trying to find the exact quote from, hold on. So this Jalen Brunson is also one of those guys. Oh, it's not a big deal. He's like Obi Toppin. Oh, it's not trust me. Jalen Brunson is going to give him the business, right? So, all right, it's the first paragraph. I'm going all throughout the article when it's right here in the first paragraph. All right, so in what turned out to be Rick Carlisle's final game as a head coach in Mavericks in 2021, Jalen Brunson played 10 minutes off the bench in a Game 7 loss to the Clippers in the opening round of the playoffs, right? Remember, now this is the same Jalen Brunson that's doing what he's doing now, but even in Dallas, remember what he did when Luka got hurt, when he had the battle with Spider in the first round, when Jalen Brunson pretty much put the Mavericks on his back and won that series. So Rick Carlisle, they felt like wasn't really giving him the shine like that, right? So Jalen Brunson, being the good dude that he is, right, he said that there's no added motivation, going up against Rick Carlisle. I think that's cap. I think that anytime an NBA player is slighted, you want that smoke. He said, and then this Jalen Brunson said, in all honesty, let me scroll down so you can see it. In all honesty, I said last time, you're in the playoffs now. There's no extra motivation. All right? It is what it is. The past is the past. Rick welcomed me into the league and helped me become the player I am today. I don't like I get it from a professional standpoint. It's good to have, sportsmanship and stuff. But, I just want you to be like, nah, you know what? I'm going to kill him. You know what I mean? I don't like that he gave me the man. I just wish that we had some of that energy instead of the, oh, no, we're going to be friends and everything is going to be all right and you don't have to worry and, it is what it is. Like, I want to hear, you didn't give me the minutes. I'm going to show you this is what happens when you get the minutes and I'm going to take you down and I'm going to give you that work. What's wrong with that? Why couldn't he say that? But salute to JB. He's a real professional. We got a real professional on our hands, ladies and gentlemen, right? With JB, right? He's class personified. I'm just telling you how I would have got down. I guess that's why I'm not in the league, right? Also, probably because I wasn't that good, but at the same time, I would have been just keeping it real, kind of like who I feel like keeps it real. I feel like Anthony Edwards keeps it real. I feel like he's nice too because you got to be you got to play the game. You can't just be your raw self. But I feel like he would have been like, yeah, he gonna get that work with a smile, So I do want to show you guys how ESPN, we've been using their power rankings throughout the whole year. A lot of it was capped, but a lot of it was good too. And honestly, so here's their predictions, right? So here's all the experts, they picked all the second round series as they did. They did the same thing in the first round, right? So ESPN, these are all their guys. Kendra Andrews, Gary Bembry, Tim Botemps, all the guys, Israel Gutierrez. Look, they all got the Knicks. Knicks in 6. Knicks in 6. This is against the Pacers, right? Knicks in 7. Knicks in 6. Knicks in 5. Tim McMahon got the Knicks in 5. Whoa. Salute to Tim McMahon. That's solid, right? Bobby Marks, Knicks in 5, right? So everybody, all 16 of their experts, right, got the Knicks winning the series, man. Yo, salute to ESPN. That's a first. Even against the Sixers, it was like 9-6 or 5. Wait, how many they got? So it was like 9-7 or 10-6 in terms of experts' picks. They're giving us our props. They got us as the favorites to win. Now, I don't know how to feel about that because I like being under the radar. Like I feel like what gives me fuel as a fan, but also what gives JB and the boys fuel is, yeah, y'all keep counting us out. When they start patting you on the, that's why I'm glad TNT, because they're gonna be covering all the games. Oh, by the way, live play-by-play, I will be doing it Wednesday, right? Had to move some stuff around because, you know, you don't know the schedule weeks in advance. I'm a weeks in advance guy when I plan stuff. So, but I'm going to do it Wednesday, so be here Wednesday. I'll create the link probably right after this show. It's going to be right here on the channel. As you know, when we do the live play-by-plays, because all the games now are going to be on national TV. Now, I'm not going to be able to do all the games play-by-plays, but I'm going to do like maybe half of the games by play-by-play. So definitely, I will do game 2, which will be Wednesday at 8 p.m. No worries. I'll get you the information. It'll be right here on the channel, and you can watch with me on mute because I'm watching the game anyway, so we might as well just watch it together. But I can't do all the games. I'm going to do probably game 2 and then game 4. Maybe game 3 because it's on a Sunday. I got to see. Well, no, I can't do game 3. That's Mother's Day. Salute to all the mothers in the building or to the guys that have wives and stuff like that. You already know how that goes. So definitely probably game 4 we'll do. We'll probably do games 2 and game 4 live play-by-plays. And then from there, I'll probably do one more depending on how long the series goes, right? So that's the experts, right? So let's see where we are. For you guys who may not have known, OG Anunoby, he played college ball in Indiana. I didn't know that. I'm not really that much of a college guy in terms of looking back at guys. Oh, they played here. That's just not my thing. For the most part, I do know a lot of players where they went to school because I'm a Duke fan, and you got rivalry. So yeah, he killed us that year. So I remember Jalen Brunson, the Villanova crew. Definitely remember them. But yeah. So he says they asked him, do he has any recommendations, like, because he played in Indiana, and he said no one has asked yet, not yet, you know. And did he give some defensive tips to OG Anunoby? He says, to Pascal Siakam. He said, oh yeah, I know some stuff, and you know, just light work stuff, but just some more stuff I want to give out. I had in my notes. So OG went to school in Indiana. Let's see. Oh, Coach Tibbs. They're asking him about his lineup, right? If he's going to expand it. So Coach Tibbs says we could, you know, in terms of, you know, instead of just playing the 7 guys. But it's kind of was a sarcastic we could. I don't know. Expect to see maybe, you know, I think that Burks might get a run because he's another guard. Pacers play small. I think Obi Toppin, we could pull it up. Obi Toppin, because I'm about to jump into the breakdown anyway real quickly. I know we're approaching that 50-minute mark, but salute to everybody in the building. By the way, you can leave your commentary. Let me know how you feel about anything I'm saying. I know I'm moving kind of fast. This is This Week Inside the New York Knicks, Episode 3, the pod where we cover the Knicks 365. Give me 50 minutes, I'll give you the Knicks. So let me see if I can pull it. How? Okay, hold on. Okay, I lost where I'm at. That's all right. We're going to move forward. I lost where I was at. Let's see. Obi Toppin. We talked about Obi Toppin. All right, so you know what? Let's jump into the game preview. I was gonna pull up Alek Burks. I was gonna pull up the Pacers. There, okay, hold on. Let me do that right quick. Pull up the Pacers. I just remember. Pacers. Honestly, every time I see the Pacers logo, I feel like I want to throw up. I'm just gonna keep it real. I just want to. It's not a good feeling. Hold on. I'm gonna use this here. So this is the lineup that they. I'm not sure if they go because they got a very deep team, even though they're missing Benedict Mathurin, who honestly was a guy. He's a factor. I mean, I still think we would beat them even if he was there, but he is a one hell of a player. I can't front on the kid. Trust me. That kid he's a hooper. He's definitely a hooper. I remember in the rookie game, you know how they had like the rookie tournaments for the Rising Stars Challenge, and he told, I think it was Ivy from the Pistons. He said that I think he said, you still can't see me, or you still not on my level. He said, even in the something game, you're not on my level. Directly to Ivy on TV, we could hear it directly. Like I guess they were mic'd up or something. He told Ivy to his face, even in the All-Star game, you are not on my level. Benedict Mathurin is a dog. So here's the lineup. Here's the last lineup they played, right? So they pretty much play 8 to 9 guys themselves. They don't open up the bank. This guy Walker, who this kid here was getting a lot of minutes. He's their rookie. He doesn't get any burn from what I've seen. From the games I've seen, the kid Walker don't get no burn at all, right? But they're going with Obi Toppin, TJ McConnell, and sometimes they go with the kid Walker. Sometimes they go with Jackson. This guy Smith, this is the kid. He was starting for them. He don't even get no run. So the Pacers also have a short rotation, but they are more prone to opening up their rotation if need be. But they're only playing 7 to 8 guys too, right? And which I think is going to backfire because they like to play at a fast pace. So, and they're small. Obi Toppin comes in as like the backup center. And this Walker kid, so like I said, sometimes he played, but he's only 6'7". So this is a team that we can go small with. So that's what I was trying to say with Burks. I just remember where I was at. Burks, you could use another 6'6" guy, 6'5" guy to go up against these guys, just to have another guy. Let's see. Freckles. Precious earned some minutes. Hopefully he's in there. You know the problem, Freckles, is if Mitch doesn't get hurt, because Indiana has a small team, he's not going to get the light of day because Tibbs is going to want to go with more shooting. You know, Precious is a good athlete, great rebounder, but typically you have one big. So you have Mitch and Hartenstein. They're the one big. Precious is like a big, especially in this series, because Precious is not that good of a three-point shooter. If Precious could shoot it on a little better consistently, I would say he should play. But because they want speed and shooting and he's looked at as a big man, he's not going to play. But, Freckles, I'm with you. Trust me, I am with you. I want Precious to play. I feel like he put in work. He was averaging like a double-double when he started, when Randall first went down. So I'm with you. But I'm telling you, they're not going to play. Unless, like I said, Mitch gets hurt or something like that, they're not going to play the kid. And it's really unfortunate. And he's a free agent, so, we might lose Precious, too, because think about it. Why would he, even though he's a restricted free agent, why would he want to re-sign with us when he's not really getting the light like that? I don't know. It's tough. Listen, and Leon Rose, I trust. We'll see what happens. But I agree with you. I really want Precious to play. But I'm just saying, the only reason why I'm saying Burks is because they got a whole bunch of guys at 6'7", 6'5". They're not playing big guys. And even their big guys are small guys. Miles Turner is, 6'10"? Miles Turner is shooting threes, bro. He's 6'11". Miles Turner's not playing like he's 6'11". Miles Turner plays like he's 6'7". He don't even get no rebound. Look, all right, let's jump into. So we're gonna do the playoff preview now, right? I'm gonna touch more on. I highlighted some stuff already, but I'm gonna do a full Pacer preview, and then we'll do word on the street. Then we'll wrap, or we'll talk. If you guys want to talk, we can talk, right? But look, This is the regular season. Okay, I don't want the regular season. Let me get to the playoffs. Right? So this is the postseason, right? And I actually have some notes on it. Okay. So we already talked about Jalen Brunson and Pascal Siakam, right? I'm sorry, and Tyrese Haliburton. Tyrese is giving you 16 and 9. Jalen Brunson is giving you 35 and 9. Who are you taking? Are you taking the 16 and 9 or the thing, right? Okay, cool. Miles Turner, right? He's giving you 19 points, 7 rebounds, right? Okay, cool. Let's pull up. Let's see if I can get some shooting stats. You know, I might have to go to Basketball Reference. Let me see. I'm going to go to back. All right, because ESPN is kind of, I don't like the way they show these stuff. All right, so look. So we're going to go per game. We're going to go playoffs. That's the Knicks. I'm on the Knicks. Hold on. Get to the Pacers. Got the Pacers right here. All right. All right, so look. So this is Miles Turner, right, in the postseason. He's shooting 6 threes a game, bro. He's shooting, so 19 points, right? He's shooting about 7 threes a game, 6.8. Like, we'll round up, right? He's shooting a great percentage from 3, 43%. And to go to Mr. Freckles, to add to Mr. Freckles' point about Precious, that's why I would like Precious, because I feel like he's better defensively on the perimeter against bigs, right? Because he has a little bit of lateral movement. He covers more ground. Speed rise. Of course, Mitch is bigger. Mitch is longer. He covers more ground just based off size. But being able to move laterally and on the perimeter, because guarding Miles Turner, you're going to have to be on the perimeter. And also, to add to Mr. Freckles' point, Miles Turner is a Mitchell Robinson killer. I hate to say it like that. It's a fact. He's been giving Mitchell Robinson the business for the longest now. For the longest, bro. And so he's playing like a guard, bro. So that's why I'm like, yo, let's get, let's get some more guards on the floor. That's why I advocated for Burks. But if Precious gets it, I ain't mad, because if you got Precious out there, he's going to dominate the glass. He's going to help you dominate the glass. He's a really good rebounder. Very talented on the boards. Very talented on the boards. So we know that. But that's it. Like I said, when you look at the Pacers roster, right? Look out for Obi Toppin and Nembhard. Nembhard and Obi Toppin, they're balling. They're playing the best basketball of their lives, right? All their numbers is up. Nembhard is up like 4 or 5 points from the regular season. Toppin's up a couple of points. But Toppin's rebounding is really key. Toppin's averaging about 2 more rebounds than he did in the regular season, right? Because they ain't got no big guys. Toppin is literally playing the 5, right? Sometimes they have him out there with Pascal, so technically Pascal is the 5. So this is a very small team, bro. They're a very small team. Even though they have a fast-paced offense, they don't have playmakers. They only have 2 to 3 playmakers on the floor at a time. And outside of that, their offense can become stagnant if you basically slow the game down. They resort to a Pascal Siakam ISO fest in the half court. And then Haliburton is somebody too that sometimes he'll try to create a little magical shot. I don't think he's the best shot taker either. He is a threat to score. I'm not saying he's not, but you put some good defense on him, one-on-one defense, lateral movement, stay in front of him, no helping, none of that. So the key to this series too, the Knicks have to limit double teams. The minute you double these guys, all these guys are shooting. Let me go back to Basketball Reference. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. When you go back to Basketball Reference, right? All these guys for the Pacers, this is the playoffs, they all shooting really good, right? Nembhard shooting 45% from 3. Miles Turner, who's taking 7 threes a game, is shooting 43% from 3. Doug McDermott doesn't really get minutes like that. Nesmith, 30%. All right, now the other guys are not shooting that well from 3. Obi's not shooting that well. But the key thing is, it's still not enough sample size. Even though these guys are all shooting under 30, even Tyrese, look at Haliburton shooting under 30% from 3. Haliburton's not having a good playoffs, y'all. This is not the same guy that was giving you 24 and 12. Remember that? He's not that same guy no more. He's not. And part of it is Pascal Siakam because Pascal's giving him a 22 that like is not really assisted on. Like Pascal's not, coming off pick and roll, getting lives. Pascal Siakam's actually creating his own shots too. So that's something that you got to consider. Let me see how many assists So Pascal, look, he's getting about 4 assists a game. So, Pacers are definitely beatable. I see why the experts have us beating them. In the regular season, I mean, they don't rebound the ball. They don't play a lick of defense. They don't care about really defending you. They want to get the ball. So, like, let's say, all right, Brunson is doing his thing, right? Brunson, boom, 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 hits the tough fadeaway, right? And Brunson falls to the floor like that article we read earlier said. That's an advantage for them. So once Brunson falls to the floor, they're doing a quick inbound, and they're getting the ball up the floor. So if we can slow that down, right, especially like dominating the glass, offensive glass, especially. If you get more offensive rebounds, it limits their defensive rebounds. And they already are not a good defensive rebound. The highest guy they got on the boards, right, is this guy here, Pascal. So they're not, and he's only averaging 9 rebounds. So they're not somebody who is traditional in any sense, right? Like I said, Miles Turner does come off pick and roll sometimes, but he's popping. So Isaiah Hartenstein is going to really have to contest off them pops. If they're not contesting off them pops, I'm with Mr. Freckles. Let's see. Just to throw the regular season in the trash, we went 2-1 against them. The first time we lost the loss against the Pacers, remember the time we traded RJ? Remember the famous story? They found out in Indiana. RJ found out. Brunson said the story on the Roommates podcast, how RJ said he's out of here. He's going to Toronto. Brunson didn't know what he meant. Baze. That was the game against Indiana. So when we first played them, we just made the trade. So that means no RJ, no IQ, no OG. Right? The second time we lost to them was we didn't have no front court players. The only time only front court players we had was literally Taj Gibson and Pascal Siakam. No Sims, no Mitch, no Hartenstein, no Randall, no OG. All those guys were out, right? And we lost. And so the regular season is trash. Even when we beat them, we had no OG, we had no Grimes, no Randall. And Haliburton had a minutes restriction. To be honest, they should have won that game because Haliburton didn't play down the stretch, right? And Haliburton was cooking when he was on the floor. He definitely was cooking at that time. So they never got to see us full strength. And guess what? Even in the playoffs, we're not full strength. We don't got Julius Randle. So it's like the Pacers, from a basketball movie script perspective, the Pacers should win the series. They're not. Relax. We're going to win. I'm just saying. Based on how the year has gone, all the breaks they got in terms of us not being 100%. I'm talking about we didn't have a front court. We just made a trade for, we traded to a starter and our 6-man, right, for OG. And that means that we didn't have none of those guys. So, yeah, the regular season is trash. That's why all the experts, they're all picking us, besides, of course, Charles Barkley and Shaq. But what do they know? I mean, they literally picked every series wrong. Shaq thinks the Magic was going to beat everybody besides the Celtics. What are you mad? These guys never been in the playoffs, bro. Like, the playoffs is a different. To be honest, I'm not sure if you guys watched that series with the Cleveland and the Magic. To me, it was like two teams that are just like on the bottom tier of the East. That's what I got from that Cleveland Magic series. Two teams that aren't that good. Neither team in that series won a road game. That's the only series in the playoffs where no team won a road game. Like, that's crazy. That means that you're so comfortable. And they say that, the playoffs doesn't begin until someone lose at home. Someone wins on the road. So that playoff series never really began to me. But I digress. To bring it back to this Pacers Knicks stuff. Let's see. That's all the regular season stuff I got. And another, the last thing I'm going to say, when we did play them in the regular season and we beat them, we held them to under 40% shooting, right? So it seems like that's going to be a key to victory, definitely limiting their shots. Oh yeah, salute to Mr. Freckles. Yo, Mr. Freckles, you're right. Paul Pierce is another dude. First of all, Paul Pierce, you know how I'm going to tell you how delusional Paul Pierce is, right? Now, I understand when you're a player, you're supposed to believe you're the best in the world. Facts, right? You're not supposed to ever admit to anyone being better than you. Sorry, let me put this on. Right? So you're not supposed to admit to that. Right? So he actually, in his day with Kobe, he said that he was better than Kobe. I'm like, in what planet? And he really believed it. He really gave the explanation as to why he's better than Kobe. I'm not sure if you watched the podcast with him and KG. I don't. But not to say it's not good. It's just too many podcasts to watch. But I see the clips, and they be having some crazy arguments, and I'm like, yo, he be saying some off the wall stuff. Not that it's not even me. I know there's this whole thing with players and non-players talking the game of basketball. Well, listen, I know when it comes to, you see this right here? Ain't too many can stand on my level when talking this. Because I literally cover, when I say 365, I cover the Knicks 365. I read every article. So I watch every game twice. It's going to be tough to have a Knick conversation with me. That's why I could call them out of pocket every time they say something about the Knicks that's not true. The latest thing was this whole Jalen Brunson size thing. It's like they just listening to narratives. Like, it's just Jalen Brunson, oh, he's 5'11". Jalen Brunson is 6'2". He's the same size as John Morant. Same size as Steph Curry. Like, stop. Anyway, bottom line is, these guys, I mean, delusional. But yeah, you're right, Mr. Freckles. Paul Pierce, get him out of here. Like, he's, great player. Don't. But he's definitely nowhere near Kobe's level. So yeah, that's all for the regular season. In terms of the playoffs, I touched on some of the stats from the playoffs. I talked about Miles Turner. Miles Turner, honestly, because we have OG Anunoby, Miles Turner is the X factor for them. He is like the KP. The Porzingis, he's kind of like, of course, they're not on the Celtics level. Don't get that twisted. I'm just saying, like, but things that we have to worry about is the stretch five. Because Mitchell Robinson is not a perimeter guy, at all. And you got a guy like Precious on the bench who can do a better job on the perimeter. On the perimeter. And Precious holds his own on the inside, too. He gets blocks, he gets he has a little bit more polished offensive game than Mitch. Like, he could take it to the basket. I'm not saying he's a full-blown option, like right plays for him, but he is someone that he slashes. I've seen him not take someone off the dribble, but get a first step from the three-point line, top of the key, and just take it to the basket once the lane emerges. Right? He expands the offense. He's a more dynamic pick and roll player than Mitch. Mitch, of course, is a lob threat. Because he's taller, he's a better lob threat. But I'm just saying, like, in terms of being able to set the screen from 3-point line down to the nail or even on the elbow. Like, he can set it. He's more of a dynamic threat to me than Mitch because he actually can pop too, but Mitchell Robinson, the pick and roll has to be in a way where he's not too far from the basket, right? I think Precious is just more of a threat because he's smaller, he's more mobile, and he's not as limited off it. He has a nice touch around the basket too. Like, he can, hit them little hook shots, he's just more of a threat. Like, Mitch is dunking. If Mitch is not dunking, his pick and roll is not as effective. Like, Precious can actually turn over the shoulder and off the pick and roll if have to. It's just a different monster with Precious. So I'm with Mr. Freckles on that. Salute to Gangster Trump in the building. That's an interesting name. He said, "This is why I love my New York Knicks. No quit, all grit. Close knit. Facts." Yo, big fact. That's why I love the Knicks. Yeah, Mr. Freckles. Yeah, Precious moves better. Mr. Freckles, like, I'm with you on that. But Mitch is the man. They're not going to sit Mitch for Precious. though it might benefit them in this series a little bit because Miles Turner is the X factor, like I said. Because we got to really see what he brings to the table. We really got to see what he brings. Like, I don't know about that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, he could not show up like Tobias Harris, or he can turn it up a notch. Maybe turn that 20, and what he's giving us, he's giving them what, 20, about 19 and 7. Like, what if he turns that up to 22 and 9? You know, like that. That's something that's kind of scary, right? I'm not worried about nothing else the Pacers have to bring to the table because we have OG for Siakam, and we have a whole host of guys for Haliburton, but Haliburton is not a threat to score. He's only averaging 16 points. So I don't want to see no help defense. I mean, I know help defense, yes, but I'm talking about I don't want to see no double team, right? We talked about the boards. Coach talked about the boards earlier. Definitely got to dominate the boards, especially the offensive glass. It's going to help cover our inefficiencies in terms of scoring, field goal percentage. We're not a bad three-point shooting team. We're shooting pretty good. We're amongst the best in shooting threes. But don't sleep on the Pacers on shooting threes. Avoid the shootout. Slowing down the pace, right? Being cautious of the transition off made baskets. That's something that the Pacers do a lot. But as long as we get back, as I said, playing that man-to-man defense will be okay. Crashing the boards, crashing the defensive boards, especially too, helps out a lot. You don't want these guys getting no second chance opportunities. Offensive rebound also helps with slowing down any transition in terms of off the miss. Let me see. Protecting the ball. Coach talked about that earlier. Salute the coach. Yo, Coach be on the money. Coach, are you a coach? I mean, your name is Coach, so I'm assuming you are a coach. Coach be on the money. He be dropping some jewels in the chat. He was talking about protecting the ball. That's another key that I haven't really seen anyone talk about. It's one of my 6 keys. I have 3 right now. I'm working on the other 3. I want to see what tonight brings. By the way, if you just joined the chat, 2 things. I have a pinned comment letting you guys know about the Discord. Get into the Discord. You could just go to theobjectiveknicksfan.com. Not the shop, but hold on. Let me see. I switch it because I know I got it here. See that website right below me? www.theobjectiveknicksfan.com. You can just click join Discord and you'll be able to get in there. Another thing too, we're doing a live play-by-play on Wednesday, right? So we'll be watching game 2 together. You watch on mute, I watch on mute. You already know TNT, they're going to give the Knicks the biased slant commentary. Listen to me. I'm going to give you the objective, Knicks-centered commentary, and I'll keep it real. I'm going to call the game as I see it. But you ain't got to worry about me saying Jalen Brunson's too small, some stupidness like that, right? So let's see what the chat talking about. Trump, Gangster Trump, I'm making my shrimp scampi in North Carolina, barbecue ribs, as we get, ooh, yo, man, Trump, you got to invite me over, man. Yo, Trump eating good over there, man. He said the North Carolina barbecue ribs. Man, salute to North Carolina. That's where my family's from the South, man. Salute, Gangster Trump, man. You gotta invite me over the next time you doing your thing, man. That sounds really, really tasty, man. What else? Yeah, but bringing it back to protecting the ball, right? So protecting the ball, when you look at, let me jump into this playoff stats right quick. Let's jump into the playoff stats, right? So in the playoffs, right, when you look at turnovers, so as you can see, the Knicks is number 1 and number 3 and protecting the ball, least turnovers. So we can't give them any light in terms of scoring in transition. I think this will be a major key. In reverse, too, because I feel like with the Knicks defense, I feel like we could force some turnovers. What I see happening is them dribbling the ball off their legs. As you grow in rounds in the playoffs, that's when you start to see the level of basketball rise. You see that certain teams just are not on those levels, right? Matter of fact, I'm not sure if you guys saw that Minnesota Denver game. I only saw the first half because I was watching boxing that night. And yo, Minnesota, I didn't think they would win game one, bro. Even if you thought they would win the series, I didn't think they would win game one in the mountains. And so as the level rose, they rose their games. And I just don't see Indiana being able to do that. You know, I think that they're just too fresh, too many. They're relying on guys, right? Me take it down. They're relying on these guys. Like I said, they're a traditional team. Not traditional. Their offense is kind of traditional from the standpoint of point guard, controls all the action. Everything goes through the point guard. Like I said, the only anomaly in their system is Pascal Siakam. They're not traditional because they shoot a lot of threes, and there's no inside and out. That's more so traditional. But I'm talking about point guard controlling all of the action. Everything is through the Rondo style. I call it the Rajon Rondo style. Even if it's a pass first point guard or a point guard that gets a lot of assists, the offense is a ball dominant point guard style offense. So when you're playing against that type of attack, you're going to have to be able to guard one-on-one. That's one of the main requirements there. Don't do no crazy double teams because that's what they want you to do. They're going to get the ball to their shooters, right? But look at their offense. It's very limited. I mean, Nembhard is giving them 14, but Nembhard, even though he's listed as a point guard, he's not playing point guard like that. He did play a little bit of point guard when Haliburton was out. Him and McConnell kind of was running the show. But when Haliburton is in the game, he is not a point guard. He is someone that is just off the ball, looking to do what guards off the ball do, which is basically come off screens, right? Continue moving, seeing if you can get backdoor opportunities, right? Constant motion. All these guys are moving. They're not statues, right? So you're going to have to be able to have that intensity on the defensive end, being able to stay with these guys. They play very fast. But it's doable, bro. I mean, if you watch the Milwaukee series, you could just see that Milwaukee wasn't as disciplined on the defensive end as they should have been. If they would have had a healthy Giannis, I think that Milwaukee probably would have won the series. The only reason why I'm saying that is because I think if Giannis is putting up 35 to 40, I think that's hard to overcome. Even though the Pacers still doing their thing, right? Giannis does not really help defensively like that. I mean, he helps a little bit defensively, but the way Siakam gets his offense, I don't think he neutralizes Siakam. Honestly, I think Siakam probably does more of the neutralizing on Giannis because Siakam is a good defender. He's not as big as him, but he's long-armed, right? Good lateral movement, ability to defend Giannis because Giannis wants to come downhill, right? So it would have been an interesting battle. But I do think, though, if Giannis was averaging like 35 and 10, I think that it's hard to overcome that. You know, it's just it's something about that star power that is just undeniable. Like, look at Jalen Brunson. Like, if Jalen Brunson's giving you 35 and 9, it's hard to overcome that. You know what I'm saying? Pacers, in my opinion, they don't really bring nothing to the table that concerns me. And you got to play defense. Like, people don't realize that the Sixers were solid on defense against the Knicks. You're looking at Embiid's 50-point game, 30-something point game. Maxey had 46. You're not looking at they're literally throwing 3 to 4 different guys on Jalen Brunson. You're not looking at they go to zone, they switch out of zone, they go to man. It's a lot of like technical stuff that goes in on the defensive end besides blocks and steals, right? It's schemes. It's how they will blitz. Like one quarter, they guard Jalen Brunson one way. Next quarter, they switch it up. So one quarter, you got Batum, 6'8". He's gone Brunson the whole quarter. Then they go with Lowry, or then they go with, so the Pacers don't have none of that. They don't have the MVP. They got a guy giving them 22 and 9. That's nice. But it's nothing that we can't overcome. We overcame Joel Embiid 50. Even though he had one leg, he still was killing on the boards. He was doing his thing. They don't got nobody. Let's see what Mr. Freckles was talking about. Obi is the guy to watch out for. Yeah, but see, Mr. Freckles, you talk about fast breaks, right? His parents gonna be at the games and stuff like that. Here's the problem with Obi, and here's been the issue with Obi the whole year. If Haliburton isn't going, Obi doesn't get going. It's sort of like if you take out the brain, you destroy the rest of the body. Like, so you like don't fight the body, right? You know, like remember those games back in the day, right? You fighting a boss, right? But he has like a part of his body that's sensitive. Let's just say it's the brain in this example, right? If you fighting the boss, you're not going to attack the other body parts. You're going to attack the brain. Because if you take out the brain, it's going to take out the body. So if we're doing a good job on Haliburton, naturally that will neutralize Obi. The difference with Obi, though, Mr. Freckles, salute to you, is that Obi is crashing the glass. Obi is doing things that he don't normally necessarily do. I peeped that, Mr. Freckles. I did peep that. Hart is technically a point guard. He could initiate off, and he doesn't really when he's with Haliburton, but he could. They have the potential to do those things. Trust me, I'm not sleeping. I'm just looking at the game from actually how it's going to be ran from a system perspective. If we do a good job on Haliburton, Hart and Obi don't really get the light. And remember, Obi was crashing the glass against, some games they didn't have Portis. Remember, Portis got thrown out the game early, right? Giannis. So they weren't as strong on the glass as the Knicks are. The Knicks is the best rebounding team in basketball, right? Especially on the offensive glass. So it's going to be a different monster going up against New York. And I don't see a lot of those opportunities. Remember, because New York, we could defend all 5 positions. One-on-one, right? We help if necessary. But the Knicks, I don't see no double teaming. So as long as the Knicks ain't double teaming Haliburton from 24 feet out, I don't see that happening. It possibly could happen. All things are possible. But I just don't see them doing that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Obi, I'm not really worried about that. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Yo, Gangsta Trump talking about food. Man, I'm hungry. Yo, Trump, I didn't even eat no breakfast this morning, bro. I'm starving right now. You talking about oxtails with the curry goat, the baked mac and cheese, Hawaiian style broccoli, man? Oh my God, that's on the menu for game 2. Well, listen, Gangsta Trump, make sure you bring that curried goat and oxtails and all of that. I will be doing a live play-by-play on Wednesday, all right? We will be doing the live play-by-play exclusively right here. Same channel, different time, but same place, 8 p.m. I'm going to be in the building. We ain't going to have to listen to TNT. I'm sorry I couldn't do game 1 tonight because I had the podcast today. And I got other things I got to take care of, but definitely, it's action-packed stuff, man. Any other comments, Mr. Freckles? I'm not sleeping on Obi. Trust me, we're not sleeping on Obi. I'm just saying that based off of how the programming has been working, Obi is not someone who is a go-getter himself kind of guy, except for when he rebounds, especially if he gets offensive rebound, because you already know he's going to dunk it back. But outside of that, it's all about Haliburton. In this series, we're going to see where Haliburton is. We know where Brunson is. We know Brunson's going to come with 35, 9, 42, 7. We already know Brunson coming. They got Hart. Hart is a solid defender. Naismith, solid defender. But it's not about one-on-one defense. It's about schemes. The Pacers' defensive schemes are not good. Because even look, all right, let's look at some of the box scores from the and I hate to use box score watch, but let's look at the box scores for some of these games, right? Look at what Lillard was doing. So Lillard, he didn't have the greatest shooting night, but he still put up 28 points. He still went to the free throw line 10 times. So bad game for Lillard is 28 and 10 free throw attempts, right? So look, let's look at this is what game is this? This is game 6. All right, so let's go to, I don't think Lillard played game 5. Hold on. Let's just double check this Lillard game 5. I don't think he played game 5. I think that was a game where hold on, let me just double check. Yeah, he didn't play game 5. They still won. by the way. Look at that. They held the Pacers to 92 points. Right? I didn't see this game because what day was this game on? This was there's a reason why I didn't watch this game. I think I was watching something else. Or the Knicks. Was the Knicks on April 30th? It's one reason why I didn't watch this game. I didn't get a chance to watch this game. But yeah, I mean, just look at it. They were held to 92 points. I wonder if it was because the defense was better with Beasley and Beverly, and they was running single coverage. But look at Bobby Portis with 29 points. Bobby Portis was putting in work in this series, bro. They had no answer for Bobby Portis, right? All right, look, let's go to game 4, right? Let's go to game 4. This is what I'm talking about. It's the scheme and the system, right? So Pacers in game 4, they just blew them out, right? 126. You put up 126 points on the board, that's more than likely a win, right? And more than likely a blowout win because not too many teams is putting up 126, right? All right, bet. So this is another game Lillard didn't play. And this was actually the game where Bobby Portis got thrown out early. So that's why they won. So, like, the Pacers, to me, overrated, overhyped, no adversity, bro. This game right here is no adversity. Bobby Portis left 7 minutes. This is the game where he got into the argument and he pushed, what's his name? I think it was Nembhard, one of them dudes. He pushed him, and then he got thrown out the game. So then they going with, look at these guys they going with. Brook Lopez damn near played 40 minutes and still had 27 and 9. So, you know, the Pacers they're not a good defensive team, bro, at all. Let's go to game 3, right? They put up 121 points in game 3, right? Let's look at what the Bucks did offensively, right? So look, another game for Lillard, 28. So Lillard's having bad games, and it's not because of the Bucks defense. It's because there's no Giannis there. They got a lot of issues. I mean, Doc Rivers is not really that great of an offensive coach. You ask me. He's a great coach overall because he won a championship. But on the offensive schemes wise, I always felt like his schemes were kind of predictable. But even in the bad game, look, Lillard has 28 points and went to the free throw line 12 times, and he has 8 assists. So if Lillard is doing that, what do you think Jalen Brunson is going to do against he already put up 35 against a tougher defense. JB against the Pacers, he's going to cook them, bro. The Pacers are cooked. Trust me. It's not going to salute the gangster Trump. You'll be there. Salute. Trump, gangster Trump, man. Man. We're going to have to throw a barbecue, man, and put you on the grill one of these days. Because the way you talking about these food, man, you got me hungry over here, man. I'm thinking about what I'm going to eat. Jeez. Man. And I'm not even going to go to game. Let's go for shits and giggles. Let's just go to game 2. Let's see. So game 2. Another blowout win for the Pacers, right? All right. Let's go. Let's see what the defense did, right? All right, cool. All right. So look. Pacers, 125. See, if the Pacers are scoring 120 points, more than likely they're winning. You can't allow them to score 120. It's hard to beat them if they're scoring like that. Because a lot of this scoring, too, I think this was the game, too, where they scored like 20 points in like 4 minutes, like the final 4. It was crazy. The game was close, and then all of a sudden, the Pacers just start putting points on the board. So you can't allow that to happen. If the Pacers do that, you're in trouble, right? But even though the Pacers had such a great game, right? Check this out. Damian Lillard, 34 points, basically 50% shooting from the field with 9 free throws and 5 assists. So Lillard had a couple of bad shooting performances from a efficiency perspective, but he still was putting up numbers. The Pacers, their schemes is not that, they're just not that good, bro. I mean, I'm just going to keep it real, bro. They're not that good. And we have one of the best defenses in the league. So I don't know about how I don't want to say Knicks in 4 because I feel like that's disrespectful. I'm going to say Knicks in 5 or 6 because I feel like they're not going to have no answers for Brunson at all. Brunson's going to cook them. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I think I broke this down enough. There's going to be more keys to the game. I'll have 3 more game time. Look at Brunson, 35.5 with 9 assists. and damn near 5 rebounds. Man's balling in the postseason. He go up against. I remember when he took Tobias Harris in the post and shot the fadeaway over him. These guys are 6'8". He's playing. So what are Pacers gonna do with Neem Harden and Naismith? Those guys. Good luck, buddy. Good luck. They're gonna need luck. Pacers gonna need luck. You know, they're gonna need the basketball guys. They're gonna need everything. Right. So I went through all of this. Before I wrap up, we're gonna jump into word on the street. Now I know I'm running a little overtime with the pod, but that's fine because it's live and we're having a good conversation. So word on the street. We talked about that one, Booker. I don't want to talk about him no more. So this is an interesting one. So attention, Knicks fans. According to the bookies, the Knicks are the favorites heading into their second round matchup against the Pacers. How do you see the series panning out? 418 votes, right? I'm going to say 6 or 7 only because I'm saying 6 or 5. So I'm giving them benefit of the doubt. I'm saying Knicks in 6. So 419 votes. 47% of Knicks fans say the Knicks in 6 or 7. I think that's the smart pick. 44% say Knicks in 5. I think that's also a good pick. And nobody else is pretty much saying sweep, 5% on the sweep, and 4% saying Knicks lose. First off, to the Knicks fans that's saying Knicks lose, I mean, why? You know, why would the Knicks lose to a team that pretty much got breaks and luck their whole regular season run? They played against a Milwaukee team that missed Lillard a game. Bobby Portis got thrown out of a game. Giannis didn't play the whole series. That team is not battle-tested, bro. They're not. I don't understand why you think the Sixers will win the series. Of course, I'm not saying they're going to win it in 4 games, 5 games. That's disrespectful. But I don't get it. All right, so then, of course, the losers, right? The losers have to put their name in the bucket too. Why? Why is Jimmy Butler going there? All right, we're gonna go there with him. Attention, Knicks fans. Jimmy, I call him the emo clout chaser. That's my nickname for Jimmy Butler. He's the emo clout chaser. Butler said that if I was playing, Boston would be at home and New York damn sure would be effing home. And then, so then I say, okay, so Jimmy Butler's coming. First off, Jimmy, you're hurt every year. The Heat is hurt every year. The Heat is what you get. There's no if Miami's healthy. They're literally hurt every 3 playoffs in a row. They got injury excuses. That's just their fate. They're always hurt. Pat Riley, Spoelstra, that style is too demanding. It's too much on these guys. They should scale it back. But I don't care. I'm not a Heat fan. That's their problem. We got 234 votes. How would the Knicks have done against the Heat if he were healthy? I didn't even add if Julius Randle was healthy. Just if he was healthy. Let's see what the Knicks fans said. It's cap they beat the Heat. 92% of the vote. 5% say that the Knicks lose to the Heat. Once again, I don't understand those fans. I don't understand. And then 3% say they don't know. I respect the I don't know people. Salute to Mr. Freckles. Knicks in 6. Let's go. Knicks in 6. I think that's the safe bet. It could be 5. Hell, it could be 4. But I'm being respectful. I think 5, 6 games. 6 games to be safe. 5 games, I really feel like they'll probably get one in Indiana. Sort of like the Sixers series, how it went. They'll probably get the one in Indiana. But the Knick Nation, man, we overcome odds, right? And let me see if I got any more. That's all. So that's all for Word on the Street. Just 2 polls. To wrap this up, let's see where we at. Where you at, guys? Knicks in 6. What about the rest of you guys? Where you got the Knicks? Let me know. Knicks in 6, Knicks in 4, Knicks lose. Where we at? Talked about Jimmy Butler. Coach Tibbs, he said in response to Jimmy Butler's comments, they asked him about it. He says, "Who?" And then he smiles. "I don't know him, but I'll beat him to a pulp." Yo, salute to Coach Tibbs for playing. Yo, I like that. Coach Tibbs got a little personality too. It's all in fun. They cool. They cool. There's no real beef. Anthony Edwards. Everybody making a big deal about Anthony Edwards. He is balling, right? So check this out. Anthony Edwards is the 10th player in NBA history to score 35 or more points in 3 straight road games in a single postseason, right? Check this out. Players with 35-plus points in 3 road playoff games in single postseason are LeBron James, he did it 3 times. Kevin Durant, he did it 2 times. Kobe, he did it 2 times. Jerry West did it twice. Elgin Baylor, these are old school dudes, they did it twice. And guess what? Jalen Brunson, baby. Round of applause for Jalen Brunson making it to another list. Jalen Brunson is doing his thing, man. JB Smooth, he's doing his thing. Of course, Luka's on there. And guess what? Bernard King, he's also on the list. 35-plus points, 3 straight road games. That's incredible. That's incredible, y'all. Where y'all at? Where y'all at with the picks, man? Let me know where you at. I want to know. And of course, Jalen Brunson in his last 4 games, check this out. 39 points, 13 assists, 47 points, 10 assists, 40.6 assists, 41 points, 12 assists. He's the 3rd player in NBA history to record at least 4 straight 35.5 assist games in the postseason, joining Michael Jordan twice and LeBron James. Salute to Jalen Brunson. Again, do you see those numbers? So look, what do you think Indiana's going to do with that? Realistically, what can they do with that? They're going to get smoked. They are going to get smoked. And I can't wait to see it. I have some Sixers stuff here that you guys may have not known, but I don't want to talk about the Sixers. Sixers is done. We beat them. See what happens with them next year. I'm not anticipating, we'll see what they do now. It's a lot. I'm telling you guys right now, this offseason is going to be one of the craziest offseasons in NBA history, especially when the draft is not that strong. Don't be surprised. And remember, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen, is if that first pick in the draft gets traded. We got to see who gets it. But don't be surprised if that first pick is on the move. That'll be the first time in a minute you've seen a first-round pick get traded. I can't remember the last time a first pick got traded. But don't be surprised if that happens, because you're going to have some stars. Like we already talked about Devin Booker last week. The rumor is he wanted to come to the Knicks, but we'll see. We're going to monitor all of that. This podcast will be running. I do it every week, even if if the off season here. Last year we talked about the World Cup and stuff like that, but now we in the playoffs. So I'm excited for tonight's game, y'all. Salute to everybody in the building. We winding down. I just want to give you guys the opportunity. Tell me what you think. I'm with Mr. Freckles. I think Knicks in 6. Out of respect. But I honestly think we could get it done in 5 games. I'm going to keep it real. Hold on. Oh, I just realized I got the top chat on. Let me change it to the live chat. Okay. It's the same messages. Okay. But definitely winding down, y'all. Great pod. Overtime, but I don't mind it going overtime because I like to have conversations with you guys. Make sure you guys join the Discord. The link is pinned. I had some trouble with the emails. I'm not sure if some of you guys got the emails. I'm going to resend it after the stream to everybody who signed up to be in the Discord. Make sure you guys get in. Oh, salute to E.L. Hamilton for subscribing, y'all. Salute to the subscriber count, Knick Nation. We growing. We definitely growing. But definitely get inside that Discord. It's going to be lit. Matter of fact, you know what? I'll change it so you guys can see it right on the screen. Next time I have the barcode up there. The QR code, but it's fine. If you go to www.theobjectiveknicksfan.com, you'll be able to get inside there. Keep it respectful, keep it nice, keep it, friendly. Talk your talk. But just, we leave the ad hominem and attacks at home because we talk basketball. Some of you guys, like, especially Coach, Freckles has some good points, salute to everybody who joined the conversation. You guys all gave some great takes. So this is a knowledgeable Knick community, right? We're not delusional. We're not on some, the Knicks we're going to win the championship or we're the favorite. We could win the championship, right? We're hopeful that we can win the championship. Don't get that twisted. We following our team. But we're not just delusional. We're not just going to jump out the window and say, we the best team in basketball. All that talk, man, bro, trust me, I was there. Because, the 90s spoiled us. So when the 2000s came, we really believed we were good when we weren't. and that was just not good for your health, bro. So I call it as I see it. I said that we could win 50 games this year. We won 50 games. I said we were going to beat the Sixers, and I started out saying 6 games. Then I got a little cocky. I said 5, but hey, we got it done in 6. There's no problem as long as we get it done. So, this is the level-headed Knicks talk, man. This is what we do. We have level-headed conversations. We're not just jumping out the gym. And then of course we give old media that smoke when they deserve it. We also, give them the salute when they get it right, and they've been getting it right recently. But that's just how it's going to be. But and then also make sure you're there Wednesday night, 8:00. We will be watching the game together. All the games are on national TV. I'm going to do game 2 and possibly game 4. Game 3 is Mother's Day. Can't do game 3 because, salute to all the mothers in the building. But or all the men on the panel with, mothers, wives, that's the day we got to take care of them. So no live play-by-play that day, but definitely game 4 for sure. So that's all I got, ladies and gentlemen, man. Salute to you guys. Round of applause. Mr. Freckles, let's see. Looking into next year when Randall comes back, how do you send Josh Hart to the bench? Yo, you know what? Like you said, it's a good problem to have. To be honest, Mr. Freckles, the Knicks might make a crazy move. And it's not going to be like to trade the Noble Boys. I'm not even saying it's going to be for Julius Randle, but I wouldn't be surprised if Randle gets traded. I don't want Randle to get traded, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets traded, Mr. Freckles. I'm going to keep it real. I wouldn't be surprised because I feel like there's some players who are all NBA players that are going to want out. And the Knicks, don't be surprised if the Knicks get involved somehow. Once again, I don't want to trade nobody. To be honest, Mr. Freckles, I want to see the good problem. I want to see Josh Hart off the bench with Deuce. Maybe Bojan sticks around. I don't know. Isaiah Hartenstein is another guy. I don't know. It's just so many I don't knows. And it's a lot of question marks. So, but yeah, if they're coming back with the same team, Josh Hart will be on the bench. And look, Josh Hart could be the 6th man that we wanted quickly to be. Maybe that's going to be his role. Josh Hart coming in off the bench, 6-man style. Right? He would. If Randle was healthy, he would be on the bench. But Randle got hurt. Honestly, I wanted to see Freckles. I wanted to see Precious start. I really wanted to see Precious with OG, with Hartenstein, Donte, and Thing. I ain't gonna lie, but Hart and OG looks too good together. But I wanted Precious because Precious, he's not Julius Randle. Don't get it twisted, but he gives you buckets in the paint that Julius Randle would give you. OG, he could pick up his scoring, and then Donte picked up his scoring. So that's how that's how I saw it. But Coach Tibbs had a different vision, and it worked. 50 wins, 2nd round. How do you argue with that? By the way, do you think that Coach Tibbs going to get his extension? I think that he should be extended. What more do you want from him? No matter what happens, let's say we lose to the Pacers, right? I still think he deserves the extension because if we lose to the Pacers, we didn't have our full team. That's not his fault. I mean, it'll be hard to ignore Randle 25, 10, and 5. The Pacers have no answer for that. Trust me. If they ain't got an answer for Brunson, but I know that they ain't got no answer for 25, 10, and 5. No answer. I don't care about what Pascal Siakam think he gonna do. He's not stopping Randle from getting 25, 10, and 5. It's just, that's what Randle's gonna do. Period. So, I think, honestly, and some of you guys might think I'm jumping out the window, but I honestly feel like I'm objective. If we can win 50 games with all the injuries, not having a front court for half the season, right? Making trades in the middle of the year, I think that we could honestly bump it up to 55, 56 wins next season with the same team and then compete for a championship with Randall. Why is that out the question? Well, who else are we going to get to replace Randall? His productivity, if it's not a Giannis or somebody like that. Like, the Randall trade to me doesn't make sense because I don't know who you're going to get. I don't know who you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I got to say about that, Freckles. But like you said, it's a good problem to have. I think that they deserve to run it back. I think they deserve that. I think that this team has shown you that potential. I mean, just look at when Randall, OG, Brunson, when those guys together, I think they're 15-2. Yeah, I think they're 15-2 when the three of them play together. So run that back. I think you could win 55 games. It's a better fit than RJ, and I love RJ. But OG is a way better fit than RJ because OG could give you 16 a game, maybe even 17 a game, right? RJ was giving you about 20, but Brunson's numbers go up and Randall's numbers go up. So they're just a better team. like the Knicks are just a better team, bro. They're a better team without RJ and Quickly. Then Josh Hart becomes your sixth man. Is this how it is, y'all? I mean, any other things, Freckles, before we wrap up? Salute to Freckles, man. Salute to Coach. Salute to Gangster Trump, man. Gangster Trump. I need. Gotta bring the food to the game. I said the fight party. Kind of feels like a fight party, but definitely, salute to all you guys, man. I appreciate it. I love talking to Knicks. One of the reasons why I did the channel is because a lot of us we know people that watch the Knicks, but we really watch we care for the Knicks on another level. A lot of people. We from New York, especially if you live in New York, New Yorkers love the Knicks, but they don't know that, you can't have a conversation with them about what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't really follow it like that. So that's why I created the community, and it's level-headed talk because Knicks Twitter is crazy. I don't even be on there. I am going to have a Twitter account. I'm working on that. I actually have a Twitter account. I'm not active, but I have another Twitter account from back in the day. I'm going to repurpose that. Because I don't like the whole starting over, trying to build the followers up. I got multiple Twitter accounts with thousands of followers because I was doing all types of social media stuff, other stuff besides talking Knicks. So, but I'm going to get in there, but it's just like, some of the commentary is ridiculous, or it's just too optimistic. Like, it's just, oh my God, we're the best thing since sliced bread. I'm tired of that. I want to know if we're good, why are we good? If you're going to win 50 games, why are we going to win 50 games, right? That's why I ask people in the comments all the time. They say all types of outlandish stuff. Why do you feel that way? Can you explain that? And if you can't explain that, then it's cap. Okay, you agree, Mr. Freckles. Yeah, salute. I think it's worth running it back. I say don't trade for a star unless you're getting an MVP candidate, right? Jokic get, let's say, hypothetical, not real. Let's say Jokic gets swept by Minnesota. Jokic is like, I want to leave. I'm out of here. I'm trading for Jokic. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's certain stars I'm trading for. I'm not just trading for anybody, right? It has to make sense, bro. So yeah, Freckles, that's all. But thank you guys for rocking, man. This was a popping show, man. Tonight we're gonna let them have it. We're gonna come out. We're ready, well rested. And I think that we're gonna get a good win, man. So without further ado, man, until next time, let's go Knicks.